Hi guys, so today we'll be solving this problem called critical connections in a network. Let's solve it. There are n servers numbered from 0 to n minus 1 connected by undirected server to server connection, forming a network where connections of I is equal to A comma B represents a connection between servers A and B. Any server can reach any other server directly or indirectly, through the network. A critical connection is a connection that, if removed, will make some server unable to reach some other server. Return all critical connections in the network in any order. So we've been given a connection of servers. So 1 is connected to 2, 2 is connected to 0, and 0 is connected to 1, and 1 is connected to 3. So in this connection of server, we need to find the connection which is the critical connection. So a critical connection is a connection which, when removed, can divide the servers into two parts. So for example, when I remove this part, and we can see we are still getting one graph, right? We are not getting two different separate graphs, right? So this is not a critical connection. When we see and remove this part of the graph, we still see that the connection is giving us only one graph. There are no two graphs formed. So this is also not a critical connection. Therefore, let it be. Now, when we remove this part, we still have one graph. We don't have two separate graphs, right? So we understand that these three are not critical connection. But when we remove this part, we can see the graph is divided into two parts. One is this and one is this. So we have two graphs which are formed by this. Therefore, this forms the critical connection, and 1 and 3 is the critical connection in this graph. And we need to return the critical connection which is formed here. So let me just explain why how to solve this problem, and how we can understand to get a critical connection. So for that, I'll be making a new graph similar to the one that we have here. So we have 1, we have 2, we have 3, 1, then let's call it 4. So in this graph we can see that the critical connection is this one only, right? Because this is the example that I took just now. So to solve this problem in code, what we can do is that we can solve it by DFS. So in DFS, we can start with a component, a graph, a node, and we can check that if we remove this node and we traverse the DFS. So say suppose 1, 2, 3, 4, n would be given as 4, right? There are 4 connected components here. So if we traverse the graph and if we still get 4 components or 4 nodes, not components, it would be 4 nodes. If we still get 4 nodes, then we can say that it is not a critical component, because it is not dividing the graph into 2 parts or maybe 3 parts, whatever. So basically we can understand that if by doing the depth first search, we still get the number of components number of nodes same as the number of nodes which has been given to us, then that is not a critical component. But for example, if in this part, if we remove this one, and we do a DFS from 4, say, so from 4 we can't get we will only get DFS number of nodes as 1, because 4 can't traverse anywhere. And if, for example, if we traverse from here, we get the number of nodes as 3, which is not equal to the number of nodes which has been given to us. So therefore we understand that 1 and 4 is a critical connection, and therefore we put it into the vector which is into the answer vector which we will be returning. Now this is one of the algorithms which we can use, DFS, and the time complexity would be O of v plus e into e, because O of v plus e is the time complexity of DFS, and e is number of time at each edge we will be doing the DFS for the whole graph, so into e. So this gives the complexity as O of v plus e into e. But there is a better way to solve this problem. So we can solve this problem by a new algorithm which is called Targent's algorithm. So in Targent's algorithm, I'll just take the same example: 1, 2, 3, and let's call it 4. Now in Targent's algorithm, we have IDs assigned to each node. Okay, so for example, 1 would be assigned 1 ID, 2 would be assigned 2, 3 would be 3, and 4 would be 4. And we also have, say this is ID, we also have a component low, other low, which is low is basically the lowest node that which is adjacent to that particular node. So for example, 1, for every time we initialize it to the current node which we are on, we initialize it with itself. So 2 and 3 and 4. Now this is low. Now Targent's algorithm says that when we do the DFS, we change the low. All right. So for example, when we are at 1, then we go to 2, and 2 is itself 2's low is itself, right? But we can see that 2 has a neighbor 1 and 1 has a low 1. So we can have a low as 1 for 2. Okay. Now when we reach 3, at 3 we know that we are connected to 2 and 2's low is 1. So therefore 3's low will also be 1 because it is connected to 1. When we come to 4, we see that 4 is having a low as 4, and there is no other connection to 4. And from there we backtrack and we check that 4 and 1 is lower than 4, correct? So therefore this node has lower node than this node, therefore this becomes the critical component. So basically what we need to find is that we need to find a cycle where a graph is forming a cycle, and we need to find a component which is connected to that cycle. And if there's a component which is connected to that cycle, then the low which is formed by the connection would always be the critical component, and that's what we need to find in this algorithm. So let's just code this, and I'll be explaining it more clearly there, and you will be understanding how to solve this problem. All right, thank you. So guys, let's code the part that I just explained. So first we'll be creating a vector for adjacent list. Let's call it adjacent list, and a vector for storing the critical components. Let's call it CC. Then vector of int for discovery nodes that we'll be discovering at each node. Then we have one more parent, and we can also have okay. So now let's just keep it to 2. Then we also need to make a variable in time. Now for storing it, we need to first resize the list, resize n, then parent dot resize to n minus 1. Okay, so we'll also make a low vector, so low dot resize to n minus 1, and discovery should also be resize to n minus 1. All right, and then time is already 0. So let's now fill the connect adjacency list. So auto connection in connections adjacency list dot uh, adjacency list of connection of 0 dot push underscore back connection of 1 and adjacency list of connection of 1 dot push underscore back connection of 0. So these would fill the adjacency list. Then we'll be looping from I is equal to 0, I is less than n, I plus plus, and then check if discovery of I is equal to -1. If there's no discovery for that particular node, so we call a DFS function and we pass I as the node. So we do that, and then once that's done, we return CC, that is the critical components. Now let's write the DFS function to solve the main part of this problem. So I'll call it node, and discovery of child of node, sorry, is equal to low of node is equal to time plus plus. So every time we come to the DFS function, we increase it. We increase the counter. So for int I is equal to 0, I is less than uh, adjacency list of node dot size I plus plus. So at this time we make a child, a variable for child for storing the child. So adjacency list of node of I, which is the current element which we are on. So at that time we have to check for an we have to check, not for loop, we have to check if discovery of child is initialized to -1. So at that time we call the parent of child should be equal to the node, and we run a DFS function on child. We call that. Then we store low of node is equal to minimum of low of node and the low of child, which we got from the function that we have just called. So that will give us the low of child. And then we check if low of child is greater than discovery discovery of discovery of node. All right, so we push back into the critical connection. We say that that is the critical connection, right? So push back into node comma child, and then an else if part, we check if child is not equal to the parent node. We do low of child is equal to minimum of low of low of node is equal to minimum of low of node comma discovery of child. All right, so this should sort out the problem for us right now, and we can understand like how to like go about this, uh, in this DFS function, that exactly same what we explained in the the previous whatever I explained on the notepad. uh, we are storing we are using a low vector for storing the lows of each node, and discovery for storing the discovered node that we are traversing through. And we can check if low of child is greater than discovery of node, then we can push back into the critical component that we have. Basically we are storing the critical component vector, so in that we can push back and we can store the answer there. So Let's run the code to see everything is working fine here. So, okay, where is the problem? Discovery, discovery, uh, line 18, discovery. Okay, yeah, that works. Yeah, that is accepted. So I hope you guys understood the problem. It's a pretty hard one, and like you can either solve it by DFS, or maybe you can, to optimize it, you can solve it by Trajan's algorithm. But working with DFS is totally fine in this problem. So do solve it. Thank you.